of the most central practices of the people of God has always been worship. One of my favorite examples of this is found in 1 Chronicles 16. It opens, "Give thanks to the Lord, call on his name, make his deeds known to all the people." We make a difference in our world with what we worship. That which we proclaim as being worthy gets our attention, and people are watching what we pay attention to. For the most part, though, we know how to worship in large group gatherings on Sundays. Whether with worship hymns or formal liturgy or contemporary praise songs, worship and Sunday morning are connected. But in small groups, like the group you're sitting in today, we often miss a great opportunity to worship God in a different way. For the most part, people assume that the small group should focus on things like Bible study and prayer requests and sharing and community. Worship gets left off the list of small group priorities. This need not be the case. Small group worship can propel groups into deeper community and mission because it is a practice that causes us to focus on Jesus instead of our own thoughts and efforts. It turns my eyes away from my agenda and my needs and puts my eyes on the one who really can do anything about anything. Admittedly, worship will come more naturally to some groups than others, especially if there is a group member who plays the guitar. But don't associate worship with singing. There are many ways that worship can be expressed in your small group. The key is to find your way as a group. How will you worship? What kinds of ideas might you come up with? Are there creative ways you can express your heart to God? Singing together is just one of them. And that could come with a worship CD. It could come in the form of sharing verbally and praising God together with your words. There are hundreds and tons of ways that you can worship together. To get started with some of these, think about these things. Talk about some additional ways to worship and express worth to God. And you can do this in my book, Missional Small Groups, on page 73. You could hold an evening of small group worship and read scriptures together. Invite someone to come and lead you in worship if there's no one in your group who does that. You can work with another group who's especially good at worship and come together and do that as two groups together. And you can always carve out more time every week for worship, even if it cuts into your Bible discussion time. How is God calling you and your group to worship him? This is the task before you. There is no one-size-fits-all with this. This is something you can be led by the Spirit to discover for yourself.